Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neil. I'm an actor, musician, and digital artist from Orlando, Florida, here with another tool made out of necessity. If you're like me, you're a character creator and iClone user, and you got tired of creating everything manually, then this Houdini Digital Asset is for you. So I created an HDA to help me build all the materials I need for my character. And it's quite simple to use. It's very effective. Um, and it just makes life easier. So let's create the geometry node, and inside the geometry node, wherever you start, we will find this right here. Okay, and this is the character creator import tool, which also works with iClone. So uh, all you do is feed it a nice JSON file, and as long as everything is default, then you won't have a problem with it. Now, the only other thing that you have to watch out for is that if you have expressions, I'm not sure why it does this. I haven't figured this out yet, but if you have expressions, then before you export from Character Creator or iClone, make sure you uncheck delete hidden faces, because otherwise it's going to cause a lot of problems. So let's go ahead and feed this a JSON file and see what happens. Okay, you have a JSON file, and you have a choice of Redshift or Solaris. Now, it's going to build the menu based on whether Redshift is installed or not. And and I haven't decided if I want to add the RenderMan in there or not, because you have other tools here, like RenderMan and Mantra. I'm not going to create anything from Mantra. I may do it for RenderMan. I don't know yet. But as you can see, I have Redshift and Karma right there, so that may come later. Um, so you treat it a JSON file. You have three options: model only, model and textures, textures only. Well, these two obviously require a model to be present. Um, and on this option, if the model's already there, then it's going to skip that part anyway. So right now we keep it default with Karma, and this is going to take a few minutes to create. Because it does have to go through a lot to make sure the Karma nodes, the MaterialX nodes are properly created, because they're a lot different from Redshift. So click import, you see this message pop up explaining about the delete hidden faces. If delete hidden faces is checked, it will cause issues with blend shapes. Do you want to continue? If you click no, it'll just end. If you click yes, then it'll start import. So let's go ahead and import everything. And you can see it's going to take a second, and you're going to see the status here. You're going to see the status change down here. Um, and you just let it go from there, and we'll be right back. And with the power of editing, we have jumped into the future where everything is done. All right, so let's start off with the chain here and let's go over what it creates. So you have your FBX character import, right? Imports the model, simple. Then you have your blend shapes, which brings in your expressions. And again, if you have delete hidden faces checked when you did the export, you may want to go back and re-export and remove and uncheck that box. And then we have our bone deform, which puts it in its pose and everything, and brings in the animation. And as you can see, um, there's the animation right there. So, and you can see she's got a nice expression on her face. Blah 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 blah. All right. Now we have an attribute delete, which is going to delete just a few attributes that aren't necessary for this. And for karma in Redshift for Solaris, it creates an attribute wrangle which sets the name to the FBX material name, and this is for the materials inside the LOPNet. And I'll show you, and you'll see what that is in a second. And of course, you have your standard null and your output node for rendering. All right, so let's go out to the LOPNet. All right, we have the LOPNet. Your standard import CC, your SOP import. And then you have the material library, you have your light, your camera, and your render node, and your render settings. All right, so let's hop into here, and we'll hop back out in a second. And you can see it creates all these textures, right? Um, so it's 27 total. Um, and if you hop back out, you'll see what this does. All right. So when you click autofill materials, it's going to autofill everything here, but it doesn't fill in like a geometry path. And so what I did to get the correct geometry path is I fed it um, this expression right here. This gets the input from here, right? And it assigns this right here. This will point to the name it's assigned to, and that's why we set the name to equal the I don't know why this isn't checked. Um, this is weird. Include only VOPs with material flags. That oh, interesting. Hmm. I don't know why that one's checked. That's weird. Um, but it points directly to the name attribute, right? And so it does that for all 27 materials. And there you go. All right. It creates all the materials for you. So that's why we have to set the name attribute, because this has to match the name attribute. This is the material, obviously, the material path and the VOP. So this is automatically set. All right. And the same thing with the when you go Redshift Solaris, if we do that, and now it's going to create this a lot faster than what the Karma did. The Karma, there's some extra things you got to that has to happen to make sure that it's um, the correct type of node. Um, because the classification is just a subset. The node class, the category is just a subnet. And so if you create a karma material node, um, you'll see the difference between that and a normal subnet. So there's some other flags that has to be set for it to recognize it as a karma node, material node. All right, it's done. Redshift. Now you get the same thing here, like it did before. What changed is now we have Redshift USD Material Builder. The regular Redshift Material Builder is not available in this context. And down here, it will remove the Karma render settings and create Redshift render variables. So now if we go here, change this to Redshift, and let's just center that up. You see that it'll create that it creates these and that's great. I like that. But suppose you have Redshift and you want a regular material library. Well, just switch it here, import. It'll delete the lopnet, and it will just be and it'll create these. It'll create for you a material node, assign the materials, and it will create for you the material network. And I may switch these out for USD material, builder. I don't, that may come later. But right now, this is what it creates. And so here you go. You can see what it assigns. I wish there was something for ambient occlusion here, but the ambient occlusion, if there is ambient occlusion, it gets fed into this color multiplier. But otherwise, you get all this stuff, and this is great. I almost want to feed roughness into here as well, but I don't almost. I don't think coatings used. There's no weight on these anyway, so. And that's that. HDA in a gist. It does it's a really good tool to have if you're a character creator, an icon user, and you do all your stuff in Houdini. It's really, really makes things a lot faster on that front. So this tool is currently for sale. The link to the Gumroad um, page uh, is in the description, so you'll be able to purchase it there. And as well as ArtStation. So I'm going to put this up on ArtStation as well, depending on it depends on your preference. But either way, you know, purchase that tool uh, and you're off to the races. All right. Thank you very much and have a good day.